we're rolling.
Did you pick a question?
Yeah, this one is a little bit deep.
Hey guys, this is Misty, Eyez, and Brian.
Hello, everybody.
And we are tackling some of Misty's toughest questions.
Alrighty. I don't think this is funny.
Okay. It's not funny if something's
It's not funny. But sometimes I use humor when I'm feeling uncomfortable with something.
Okay.
And I read this question and it kind of made me a little sick to my stomach.
Oh no.
But hang on, I'll read it. I don't want you to know what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea the question.
It made me sick to my stomach.
I don't know if I think maybe I should have pregame.
But no, I get it. No, I want this to be. I want this to be like a. Okay. Hi, Misty.
Hi.
I've had This is.
I know. Go ahead.
Hi, Misty.
Hi.
I've had more than one sexual encounter with one of my cousins.
Oh, okay.
One was 11 and the other was 10. And I can't say I was molested because I was 7 at the time.
Oh,
and
God, that's my life.
And I wasn't forced to do anything that I didn't. I wasn't forced to do anything, but I did it anyways because I didn't know what I was doing. I think that I'm gay. And that says to be continued. It doesn't really say the question.
Yeah, a lot of times when people ask multiple questions and different things, they get scattered. The form springs are asking them horrible.
I mean, I think where he was going with this is,
Okay, what are their ages again?
They were 11 and 10, and
he was 7.
He was 7.
Okay, I'm not going to use the word molested either, because I think that when you use the word molested, it's an adult that knows better. And an 11-year-old is probably acting out on something that happened to him as a child, is what I'm going to say. I started playing with other kids at 9 years old, but I was molested at 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 13.
I've gone through this too, and I went through, oh my God, my entire teen years. I questioned my sexuality, and I wondered if it was because, my babysitter molested me, and I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah.
I
when I was little,
we would play doctor, and I looked forward to him babysitting me and playing doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I, as a teenager, I hated him because I blamed him for my homosexuality.
But I don't think that's true. I think
but the thing is,
you're genetically born.
But this, I agree with you. I'm just saying what.
He exposed you to something that you weren't ready to be exposed to.
This is not the first time I've heard this story of people who are sexually abused. Number one, liking it, because when you're a kid,
I liked being molested so much that I actually started to seduce adults because I felt that.
Well, we didn't know what was going on. It was something that felt good. I mean,
and you want that attention.
And I don't even know if it's about the attention at that point, because you haven't had a chance to get fucked up in your head because of it. At the time, you don't know you're being molested. You're being touched in a way that feels good.
Yeah.
And little kids get boners too. And
can I go get very seriously for a second and not even talk about this question? Well, I guess it's kind of this question. Oh, this is so personal. My mother's boyfriends molested me. Several of them. All the way up until my stepdad. And I want to put this out there to all the single mothers out there. Predators target single mothers. And I want you guys to know that if you are a single mother, you need to protect your children, because I think mothers out there, even my mother, just want, oh my gosh, she had 5 kids. And she's like, this man will accept me and have 5 kids, not knowing that she's putting a predator in our house.
One of my best friends, she's a lesbian and she has twins. She got inseminated. So she's a single mom. And all of her friends, all of the people that are surrounded, they're all girl lesbians. And I would go over to their house, and her daughters, they're 4 or 5 years old at the time, and they're running around the house butt naked, spread eagle, and not aware of, I'm like, Leslie, don't, like, she's used to being around women all the time because, she's surrounded, and I'm over there and I'm thinking to myself, what if I, and I see these little girls, what if I'm like, you can never, ever, I'm like, and I would tell those girls, I'm like, you need to go put clothes on. Because this makes me really uncomfortable that these 4 and 5-year-old girls are walking around butt naked while I'm there, not knowing who I am.
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't think about that. I'm like, Leslie, I was molested as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was by somebody that my mother would have never thought would have done that.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And
my mom's boyfriends.
And so then every time I go to the house, it got to the point where they're like, Uncle Brian's here, we could put clothes on, but and it kind of turned into a joke, but I hope they got something out of it. And I'll say that to my, to my best friend too. I'll, be really careful who you trust your kids around, and don't be afraid to talk to your kids about that.
No,
say if anybody ever touches you in your
absolutely
in your unsafe zone, whatever you want to use, they need to know that they tell you about that immediately, and it's not a bad thing to tell your kid. If somebody ever touches you down there, you tell me immediately.
100%.
That is something that mothers do not want to talk to their kids about. They're too young to know about that stuff. No, you are not too young to know that if somebody goes and touches you in a place that is a non-negotiable, then you immediately you tell somebody.
There was a viral YouTube video, or maybe it was a Vine video, I don't know, where a little girl's in the front seat in her car seat, and she goes, "Grandma has a vagina, Mommy has a vagina." She's like 3 or 4, like so little, and the girl in the back seat is either her big sister, cousin, or aunt, or babysitter, or whatever, and she's laughing like, "Oh my God, this thing's ready." And she's like, "But my brother doesn't have a vagina." And I was watching it with someone who was like, "Oh my God, what kind of a freaky parent would teach their child that word?" I'm like, one that cares about their child. Because if you don't use words like vagina, how are you going to say, "Somebody touched my vagina"? Because I've watched CSI and SVU.
I think it annoys me more when people dance around something so serious. But anyhow, going back to my story, I struggled a lot with my my incident with my babysitter, because he was like 15 or 16 years old, and part of me says you should know right from wrong by now, but you're still sexually
of course.
And actually this is something that makes me really crazy about being here. I recently moved to Fort Lauderdale, and he lives here in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh wow!
And I've thought about like
contacting him.
Well, no, I'm not going to contact him, but I'm working on letting it go and trying to say, you know what?
You made me hug somebody that violated me. Remember that?
I know, because you have to let that go.
But it'd be hard to contact him.
You can let that. That is something that can destroy your whole insides, and that's something that is so uncomfortable to talk about. For me to talk about this right now is uncomfortable. But I'm really working on forgiving him for doing that,
so you can be healed. So once you can forgive, you can be healed.
And I'm trying to say, like, your cousins, I think 10 and 11 is too young, so I wouldn't use the word molested. They haven't even gone through they haven't even gone through puberty yet. And kids play, and
I think that your cousins were probably molested. That's how they knew what to do. And therefore, they're just acting out.
See, I don't.
You can't. I don't think that your cousins had bad intent.
I used to play with my friends too, and
but I knew what I was doing.
You can learn through TV. You don't have to learn through being molested. What that stuff is, you can learn through TV. You can learn from the other kids at school. You can learn from opening your eyes. You know what I mean?
Okay. At the end, you say, "I think I'm gay."
And that's okay. If you're gay, then you're perfect.
If you're gay, then you're perfect and you're loved, and that's awesome. But I don't think your cousins are to blame for your homosexuality. I don't know if that's a point.
They're not to blame for your homosexuality
at all.
And if you're gay, you're gay. And if you decide today that you're gay, and if you decide tomorrow that you're not gay, that's okay too. That's the beauty of this world. There are some times that I go back and forth with, am I bisexual? or am I gay? I've come out of the closet and I'm openly gay. There were times when I've dated women throughout my gay adult years, and I was embarrassed to go back in the closet, if that makes any sense. But I've always, this is the deal. There's no right or wrong, period, when it comes to that. And if you love somebody and they make you happy and they even
if they're a walking freak show.
Well,
just kidding.
It
doesn't matter. Yeah, I know.
If you like boys, if you like girls, as long as you're happy, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, and as long as you're not hurting yourself, then you're perfect just the way that you are. And the great thing about life is you're able, if this doesn't work, then you change it and you do whatever it is you want, and what works for you on Tuesday might not work for you on Wednesday.
Now, I do think it's important for you to also forgive your cousins, because they're your cousins. You're going to see them growing up and getting older.
I mean, the way that this question was worded was not really that.
It was to be continued.
Yeah, I know. I could see there. Okay, I hear you.
I think that you need to forgive them.
You didn't know what you were doing, and they're just learning what they're doing.
I don't think they probably didn't know what they're doing either.
I don't think they know what they're doing, but I mean, like, if they were 10 and 11, they probably had a little bit more of a, there's a first time for everything.
I remember one of my cousins taught me how to jerk off.
Yeah, I remember my brother had to explain it to me what it was. He didn't show me with his hand, but he explained it to me. And there was like, I remember the joke very clearly, like, why does pussy tastes like fish the same reason cum tastes like tartar sauce? And
I'm not sure.
I didn't get. I'm like, what is cum? What is fish? I totally didn't get it. My brother, and my brother had to explain it to me, and he learned from his stepbrothers,
right?
A lot of these, who are a little bit older than him, and there was some controversy about that, because it got back to school, and then everybody was questioned. Is there things about it? The stepbrothers are just a little bit older than my brother, and they're teaching him what they learned. There was no. To my knowledge, I remember the private investigator coming in, all this stuff, and had to ask me. There was never anything, but they had to take it very seriously because of what was going on. But I mean, my mom was fuming with the stepbrothers. Those aren't her kids, and thinking about it, they were boys growing up the same way we all grow up, and that's it.
I don't think your cousins are to blame for homosexuality. I hope that you can heal and move on past this traumatic experience, like I think both of us have. And don't blame anybody. I think it's healthy just to forgive them and move on. And if you want to talk to them about it, you can, but I don't think you should have to.
No, you just let it go. That's not something that needs to be talked about, because everybody sees things through a different set of eyes, and
they were children,
their memory, their perception, and their so that's not.
If you were to bring it up now, they probably already forgot about it.
I'm not saying don't bring it up because I'm just saying, why open that can? What is it gonna do? What is it gonna benefit anybody?
Nothing positive
to open up that can of worms.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
But yes, I think it's awesome if you're gay. I think it's awesome if you're not. But I'm sorry that happened to you. Anyways, that was Misty, Eyez, and Brian. Love you, Susie.